Hello friends, I am Rashmi. Welcome to SRS Info. In the last class, we discussed about the two types of capsules, that is soft gelatin capsules and hard gelatin capsules. Today, we will discuss about some special types of capsules. The special types of capsules are prepared for some special purposes. That's why these are called as special types. Enteric-coated capsules, drug-embedded empty capsule shells, sustained released capsules, rectal capsules, capsules for packaging of ophthalmic ointments are some of the special types of capsule. First, we will look into the enteric-coated capsules. The enteric-coated capsules does not disintegrate in the acidic medium of stomach. These are special coating tablets. This special coating makes the medicines to pass unchanged through the stomach and it's set free in the intestine. It does not undergoing any changes in the stomach but set free in the intestine. So the enteric-coated capsules are coated in such a way that the capsule does not disintegrate in the acidic medium of stomach but disintegrate in the alkaline medium of small intestine. The special coating makes the medicine to pass unchanged through the stomach but set free in the intestine. Okay. Now, the enteric coating is given to those drugs. Which drugs? Which types of drugs are undergoing this enteric coating? Those drugs which causes irritation to the gastric mucosa, those which interfere with digestion, which are unstable in the gastric fluids, which are specially needed for the treatment of intestine. Why? We have already discussed that the enteric-coated capsules cannot disintegrate in the stomach. It will disintegrate in the intestine only. So, those drugs which are specially needed for the treatment of intestine are undergoing this enteric coating process. And those drugs which are required to produce delayed action of drugs. It cannot be released in the stomach. It released only in the intestine. So those drugs which are required to produce delayed action of the drug can also be given as enteric-coated capsules. So these are the list of types of drugs which can be given by enteric coating. One of the main example is pantoprazole enteric coating capsule. And what is the enteric coating is made up of? What are the ingredients which are required for this enteric coating? Formaldehyde, cellacephate. What is cellacephate? It is cellulose acetate phthalate, which we can simply call as cellacephate, and the mixture of bases with fatty acids or their esters. These are the main ingredients used for enteric coating. Now, how this enteric coating is done? The process of enteric coating. We will look into the process. There is a solution, that is 10% solution of cellacephate in acetone. The capsule is dropped in this solution. The solution of 10% cellacephate in acetone. The capsule is dropped in the solution. After some time, it can be removed with forceps and the excess of the liquid can be removed, and then this capsule are undergoing the drying process by a muslin strainer. We will study about the equipments and techniques of drying in the coming classes. Okay. Now just understand that these enteric coating capsules are undergoing drying on a muslin strainer. This is the first step. After thorough drying, it is undergoing the step 2. What is the step 2? Repeated the same process. It is dipped in the 10% solution, then removed, then undergoing drying. The second step is over. Repeated the same in the third step. So 3 layers of coating is done. After that, it's completed. The process is completed. Second, third coats are applied after thorough drying each time. First step drying, second step drying, third drying. 3 steps are completed. Then the enteric coating process is over. Then it can be packed. Nowadays, the enteric coated capsules have been largely replaced by enteric coated tablets. Still, it's using. The second and most important one is drug embedded empty capsule shells. What's happening here? The drugs can be embedded in a capsule shell matrix, empty capsule shell matrix. Okay. This allows different drugs to be delivered using the same capsule. This is one of the main point to be noted, that it allows different drugs to be delivered using the same capsule, because the capsule is empty. Different types of drug can be encapsulated in this, filled in this. Which types of drugs? The drugs may be in the solubilized form, suspended form, chemically bounded form, no issue. All these types of drugs can be can be delivered by filling in this capsule, empty capsule matrix, shell matrix. Drugs can be in the cap or in the body or in both. We have already discussed in the last class that capsule has a cap and a body. The drugs can be filled in either in cap or in body. It does not make any difference of this administration. And it can embed more than one drug also. There is no limitation that only one drug can be given. No, it can be given multiple drugs. And it can create different types of variation. What does it mean? The rate of release of drugs can be varied. Depends on what? Depends on the way by which the drug is embedded and the properties of the drug. Based on the method of embedment and the properties of drug, the rate of release of drugs can be varied. So, this property can also be utilized as a positive way, utilized as a positive factor in the case of different types of drugs can be given by using this property. That is, it can create different types of variation. So, the drugs with different rate of release of variation can be given through this method. Okay. And the third and most important type of special capsule is sustained released capsule. See here, sustained release capsule release the drug slowly and continuously. Okay, it release the drug, but how? Very slowly and continuously for a prolonged duration of action. What is happening in the Endrich-Coated capsule case? In that case, it cannot release the drug in the stomach, but it rapidly releases the drug in the intestine. But here, in the sustained released case, the drug released very slowly but continuously for a prolonged duration of action, so that it maintain a minimum effective concentration of the drug in the blood level. Okay, that is MAC, minimum effective concentration of the drug in the blood at a constant level throughout the treatment period. This is one of the main advantage why we use the sustained release capsule. Okay, by the slow and continuous release of drug for a prolonged duration of time, it can maintain a minimum effective concentration of the drug in the blood level throughout the treatment period. Okay, this is one of the main point to be noted about this sustained released capsule. The fourth one is rectal capsule. It's a soft gelatin capsule, and the administration method is it's given through rectum. It's a soft gelatin, and one end is wider, and this wider end is inserted first in the rectum, and the movement of the sphincter muscles in the rectum pushes the capsule towards the rectum. This is the mechanism by which a rectal capsule works out, and it must be non-toxic, non-irritant, and compatible with the capsule shell. This point is also to be noted. The fifth and the last one is capsule for packaging of ophthalmic ointments. Ophthalmic ointments. It's very important. The medicine is in a ointment. Okay, it's ointment, but it is filled in a soft gelatin capsule. See here, soft gelatin capsule, but the medicine filled is a ointment, ophthalmic ointment. Single application to the eye. It's used as a single application. The capsule is punctured with a needle. The contents is released, and this content, the medicament, is instilled into the eye, and the shell can be discarded. Very simple form of administration, simple mechanism. So, these are the special types of capsule. Now we completed the main types and special types of capsule. Now we look into the advantages and disadvantages of the capsule as a whole. Okay, the capsule form. What are the main advantages? See, capsule is a very popular solid dosage form. So it's very easy to handle, so that it become very popular. Okay, it's very easy to handle, so that it is very easy to carry also. Very economical, very easy form of administrative method. Nothing to worry about this administration of capsules. And it is tasteless and odorless, so that the unpleasant drugs can be enclosed in capsule and patient can take them very easily. Now look into the disadvantages. There are two main disadvantages. What are they? One is hygroscopic drugs are not suitable for filling in capsule. Why? Hygroscopic drugs can absorb the moisture, so it is not suitable for filling in the capsule. And the second one is concentrated solution. That is the drugs which require previous dilution before administration, cannot be given in capsule form. Why? It may lead to a irritation in the stomach. It may cause irritation in stomach. So concentrated solution of drugs which require previous dilution cannot be given in a capsular form, and hygroscopic drugs are not suitable in capsule form. These are the main advantages and disadvantages of capsule. I hope you get a detailed idea about capsules, the special types of capsules and main types. Okay. In the next class, we will discuss about one of another important solid dosage form, that is powder. Okay. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this initiative, please like, subscribe and share. Thank you.